MetaZoo dropped their new streamer kits on Friday, and the contents of these kits is just perfection. There's a bit to cover before we get to that, so let's dive into this week's news. MetaZoo announced that they're going to be opening a MetaZoo Headquarters in New York City. The details of where in New York City, or if we're actually going to be able to visit the headquarters, are still unknown, but this does mean that there's going to be a physical location for MetaZoo for workers to work at. The location of New York City makes sense, considering that's where Mike lives. They've also announced that there's going to be mini booster packs coming out. And what is this, a TCG for ants? Judging by the announcement, these are going to be available at Walmart. And I do wonder how these are going to tie back into the game. MetaZoo doesn't typically release a set, especially something with a special use like mini booster packs or tarot cards, without somehow incorporating it back into the game. MetaZoo will be doing another April Fool's set this year, and we don't know the contents of what the April Fool's set is going to be. We'll likely find out once we have it in hand, similar to what happened with last year's MagicCast. We do, however, now have the name of the set, which is MetaZoo's 30th Reserve List reprint. Do I think they're actually going to reprint Reserve List cards? Well, no, because that would just be a horrible idea, and if they do, they're going to lose a lot of people. So this is an obvious jab at Magic the Gathering, and I'm really curious what they're actually going to put in this set. We got to look at two new promos. Kinda. The card on the right is a card that we recognize as the Valentine's promo. We already know what this does, we've already talked about it on the channel, but it's really promising that we're seeing this already off the printers. As of this recording, the Valentine's plushies and promo card have not shipped yet, but this could hint that it's right around the corner. The other promo is artfully covered up, but we can tell that it's the native Rudy promo. It's a Beastie Sasquatch, as all of the Rudy promos are. It has 80 LP, Defender, and Stone Skin, and it looks like it has a Mountain Terra boost, which will give it both a boost to LP and attack. Depending on the cost, which we can't see here, and if we can have them in hand by the Earth Tower, this could be a possible powerful contender at the Earth Tower. Much like last year's Cumberland Dragon promos, which followed a Cumberland Dragon as it grew up from egg form to adult form, the convention promos this year are going to follow Sam Sinclair from the start of the story through key points in the Cryptid Nation story. The first, available at the Orlando Collecticon, depicts Sam playing baseball on that fateful day when Mothman visited Point Pleasant and the Veil Shattered. We now have two promos depicting this event, this one here that will be given out at Collecticon, and the one from Mothman Festival last year. If you're a writer, MetaZoo's looking for writers to contribute to their website. If you're interested in writing articles for MetaZooGames.com, you can message Invader Squid with your portfolio to be considered to be a writer for the website. And your portfolio does not need to consist of MetaZoo-related articles. Yes, it probably will help, but it could be Pokemon, could be Fab, could be really anything that shows that you have writing experience. The number of participants allowed will be increased starting with the Earth Tower. Towers were originally announced to have a player cap of 128, which, with the exception of the top 32 being allowed to play from Caster's Cup, held true for the Water Tower. This increase is due to the large demand of applicants for the Water Tower. There were over 500 people that applied to play at the Water Tower. It was also clarified that going forward, casters that are selected to play at the towers will not be first come first serve, and that caster decisions will be made based on the number of signups for a given tower. Now, I've stated my opinion a few times on this. I think that partners should actually be able to select one or two players to participate at each tower. They should also be incentivized to form player teams to participate at the towers, which would allow them to choose players from their team based on their aura strength. Past that, MetaZoo should pick who they think should participate in the tower, like they've done with the top 32 from Caster's Cup, and then any remaining slots should be filled by first come, first serve signups. That's just my 2 cents, but I would love to see partners incentivized to form teams. As we look forward to merchandise for the Water Tower, we got our first full look at the Top Caster playmat. This is art that we've seen many times when promoting the Water Tower, which features Mishipeshu, Agua, Chibi Agua, and Loveland Frogman with the tower behind them. And we also got a look at the Chibi Agua plushie, both from the front, but this time it has more defined features, as well as a side view, which gives us a better indication of what the spiked shell looks like. MetaZoo opened up influencer signups for influencer kits for native. MetaZoo will then select people that have signed up for the influencer kits to receive free native product to promote on their respective social media platforms. It's unclear if this is related to the influencer medals in any way, shape, or form. I did ask for clarification, but I did not get any on that. And if I am chosen to receive product, I will make sure that it goes back to the community. And speaking of influencers, please join me in congratulating Captain Asia for being selected to receive a Content Creator Medal. Captain Asia has been a MetaZoo supporter for a very long time and produces some fun, entertaining content. You should stop by some of his live streams and you might see the star of the show, Mashi. And before we get to the top story, I would like to thank 3 new members of the channel. At the whipped cream and cinnamon level, we have Immortal Workshop. And yes, I know they sponsor the channel, so it's not really real, but hey, numbers are numbers. I'd also like to thank Tree Block for joining at the cream and sugar level, and Cutthroat Pie for joining at the Cafe Noir level. Tree Block and Immortal Workshop are seeing this video far ahead of the public because of their support. If you'd like to join the channel memberships, you can do that in the join button down below. For our top story, we're going to talk about the streamer kits that just dropped. They dropped at noon Eastern time on Friday the 17th. We don't know the print run of these, but I do expect it to be somewhat small. If I had to guess at a print run, I would guess somewhere around 1,000, which would put the packs around 10,000, which is a sweet spot for MetaZoo with drops like this. So that would make it a little more rare than, say, the eBay Wilderness boxes, but not as rare as something as the eBay Seance packs, for instance. The streamer kit will consist of 10 random packs. The native packs will have the streamer kit logo on those. It'll also consist of an exclusive box topper that can have 1 of 5 different promos in it. We've seen 3 of these so far. On the marketplace page, we saw Sam St. Clair and Rose, and I just fell in love with the Rose art immediately here, where she's just chilling with Hodag. I really hope to pull that card. And after they dropped, we got to look at another one for Love. And this art is just amazing. It's by Lily, who I have been very open is one of my favorite MetaZoo artists for MetaZoo. And there's just something about this art with the bookshelf in the back filled with all of the books and the chalice, the fireplace and the floor glowing red contrasting against the blue for the cape, and Love in an action stance casting a spell with Dingbell riding on the scepter. I believe this card has taken the top spot for my favorite art in MetaZoo. So I really hope to get Love in my streamer kit, because if not, I'm gonna have to find another way to get this card. And as we look at the marketing materials, one of the displays has Sam, Adam, Rose, M, and Love on it. So I imagine that the other 2 cards in the box toppers are going to be an Adam Ackler card and an M card. We're also going to get an exclusive coin, 60 exclusive sleeves, and exclusive stickers, some of which we've already seen, an exclusive puzzle piece, which we don't really know what that's for yet. There is some speculation that it will incentivize content creators to work together to complete the puzzle in some form. So I am excited to learn more about what that could be about, because why else would you include a puzzle piece in a streamer kit like this? 5 exclusive display stands, and this could be similar to the displays that they've worked with Stand Up Displays Co. in the past for. You'll also get 1 exclusive playmat, and they said that it can be 1 of 3 designs, but I think it's actually 1 of 4 designs, and here's why. In the marketing material, we can see 3 different playmats. The top playmat is the Cryptid Nation Beasties going to war with the Nightfall Beasties. You can see Mothman in the back, split in the middle. Mothman was in both sets as a black and white variant. We haven't seen the full art for the middle playmat here, but it is the UFO and the Wilderness Beasties at war. And the third playmat under that, we have seen the art for. It is Sam, Adam, and Rose with a bunch of different beasties from all of the sets behind them. Now, after the streamer kits had dropped, there was a 4th playmat tease done by Seb, which depicts the Seance and Native Beasties at war. And since that art fits the theme of the Beasties at war, and Andy said it's going to be part of the streamer kits, I think that means that we're actually going to see 4 different playmats that you could possibly get in the streamer kits. And I just love that the common theme here is that the Beasties are at war. So there's a lot of imagery here and a lot of hints at what's to come this summer with the war set. And there was a late addition to the streamer kit. It wasn't originally listed as part of the kit, but there's going to be 2 exclusive streamer dice in each streamer kit. Now, between the playmats and what they stand for and the promos, I was instantly sold on getting a streamer kit. And I feel that's the way for a lot of people as well. They had dropped, some people might have been on the fence, but the contents of these kits are just amazing in my opinion. I do think that we'll see a number of these used for content creation, and I do know that a number of people also bought them for their personal collections as well. And if you did purchase one of these, we can expect these in mid-April, so the wait shouldn't be too long on these. And I do expect MetaZoo to deliver relatively on time for something like this, because the window of relevancy is going to be somewhat small for a kit like this. So let me know in the comments below what you think of these streamer kits. If you got one, what's your favorite item in the kit? If you didn't, why not? And if you didn't catch this week's MetaZoo Hour, you can catch that right over there.